OCD is a leech for your attention. So the only way to really get over OCD is to refuse to attend to it. Because once you attend to it, it takes on a life of its own. Like it actually sucks you into its own reality. Not real by any means, but it's like this alternate, like kind of, if you want to look at it as like a Fisher Price lifestyle. So it's like those like fake kitchens that little kids play with. It's like it's trying to simulate a world for you that it feels is safer for you to live in than actual world. So if you can like tell yourself this is a Fisher Price simulation, and it's it's kind of like the training wheels on a bike. Like if I can control this random crap in my head, it makes you think that, like, I think the reason why OCD exists is because it doesn't think that you can actually live and survive in the real world. So it creates a simulation like, oh, I just need to like play with these thoughts and do these things and I'll have control. No, that's actually the opposite, because it'll keep throwing up things that make you feel out of control. So can you kind of see the simulation and step out of it? Because actually, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Like, reality actually isn't bad at all. It's the effed up thoughts we have in our head that make us go crazy, right? So if you can be like, surrender to what life actually is versus your imagination of it, and the more and more you can just surrender, like throw yourself into the flow, like kind of like a fish being like in the flow of water, right? It's not doing anything to resist that flow. It's just going and living with life as things come up. So instead of living in the simulation of what OCD thinks life is, just completely step outside of that mind-made world and just be like, am I living in real world or in my mind world? And the more you can see that you're like kind of living like a filter. There's like a filter over your eyes and you're like looking at life or like reality, you're seeing it through your thoughts. So if you can remove the thoughts and just see things like I've mentioned before, kind of like look at your surroundings. There's no thought attached to anything. Like a table is a table, a mirror is a mirror. There's no thought behind it. So these thoughts no one else can see but you and your head. So it's like removing the cataracts, kind of like you have cataracts in your, I know I'm throwing like a lot of metaphors out, but it's kind of like removing those cataracts and just seeing exactly what's in front of you, not what you want to see, not what you imagine to see, not what your mind is coming up with, the narratives. Life is not a narrative. There is no narrative. So remove that and just see life as it is, and you will find that you're going to be less ruminative. OCD is kind of going to settle down a bit because you're realizing you're seeing it for what it is. I will talk to you soon.